Good evening, CalU, and happy first day of fall. I'm Ryan Kaufman.
And I'm Danny Beck. Chick-fil-A, a very popular restaurant chain that opened its doors in 1946, opened a new express location on the campus of California University of Pennsylvania this past Wednesday. CUTV reporter Mason Brow was there as the event occurred.
Due to the privilege of early access, we were able to get an interview with Corey Kay, the owner and operator of the Washington County Chick-fil-A branch.
So this Chick-fil-A, you're going to see a self-service model that's a lot different than many of our Chick-fil-A's. Obviously, you don't have the traditional drive-through or the dining space, and because of limited capacity and space here at CalU, there are less menu options. So you're going to experience something that's meant and designed to be quick and help students get through the line.
With the various menu options, we asked around to see what the students had in mind for lunch.
The spicy chicken sandwich with the fries and the Chick-fil-A sauce.
There you go.
I'm gonna get a regular Chick-fil-A sandwich with the fries, Polynesian sauce, half iced tea, half lemonade, no ice.
I'm getting a spicy chicken sandwich. That's my favorite sandwich from Chick-fil-A, so I'm excited for it.
Spicy chicken deluxe sandwich with probably waffle fries and maybe some nuggets too.
Chicken nuggets, maybe in grad school, but getting my nugs.
I got me some nuggets, I've been waiting for them for a while. Usually this is all I eat, all the fast food I eat at home, so, I couldn't wait till I opened up.
Due to the excitement, the line was packed even before the doors opened.
I've been here since like 9:50 waiting in line. Oh, wow. So now I'm just going to enjoy my nuggets. I might come back later on for a sandwich or two.
There's no doubt that the students are greeting the chain with open arms. Hopefully they feel the same after their dime dollars begin to vanish. This has been Mason Brow for CUTV Newscenter.
Last week, I had the chance to interview the president of ABSCUF, Dr. Kenneth Mash, about his talk to the CalU faculty. And since then, the union, which represents the teachers on campus, issued a warning to the state system of higher education, basically saying, get a contract or we are striking in October.
Yeah, we met with the CalU faculty members. We were trying to keep them up to date with what's going on with negotiations and also to answer questions.
Do you guys really want to go on strike?
The least thing that we want to do is go on strike. The faculty would like nothing more, and I'm talking about to a person, would like nothing more than to put all this behind them and go back to the classroom and work with students. It's what we do best. We're going to get a contract eventually. So we could either get a contract now and deal with it seriously now, or we're going to be dealing with it when everybody's feeling a lot of pain because of a strike. We've negotiated for now almost 2 years. We're getting close to 450 days of working under an expired contract. Other statewide unions we know have already gotten 2 contracts in this time period. We just want to get this behind us. We think we need to get in a room and get it done.
Now we come to the latest update. The press release issued from ABSCUF last night read simply, "Marathon bargaining session ends with anger and no agreement." There were 2 very impactful statements inside of the release. The first was, ABSCUF informed the state system negotiators and the mediator that unless a contract is reached, faculty members will go on strike by October 30th. The second statement read, our negotiations team is convinced that the state system leadership wants a strike. When I asked Ken Marshall, how would a strike affect the students at all state system schools, he simply replied, the state system is committed to staying at the bargaining table and continuing negotiations for as long as it takes to achieve a settlement that is fair to everyone, especially the students. A decision to strike is strictly in the hands of the faculty union. It is not something over which we have any control. A strike could be extremely harmful to students. We would hope this union understands that. Ken Marshall also told me in our email interview that students should still go to class unless it is determined that the professor is on strike. Now, there's plenty more to this story, and if you want to read the entire transcript from Ken Marshall's email to me, then click over to our Twitter page at CUTV_Newscenter or go to caltimes.org to read the entire transcript. Last week was the much anticipated strike authorization vote for the teachers union, and now we know how it turned out. 82% of the nearly 6,000 professors voted in favor of the strike, with a vote of 93% to a no vote of 7%. It is now up to the leaders of each university ABSCUF branch to say yes or no to the strike before October 30th. And more recently, the coaches that participate in ABSCUF also approved a strike authorization vote 94% to a no vote of 6%. The coaches union had a 97% turnout, and no date has been set yet. And more importantly, we do not have confirmation on who will participate in this strike.
The California branch of PNC Bank posted a sign on their doors stating that the bank will be closed. However, there was no information as to why it will close. Here's what we know so far. The date of closing will be Friday, October 21st, 2016 at 3 p.m. However, the ATM will not close. They also listed other locations to bank at the Old Pike branch in Brownsville, PA, and their Spears branch in Charleroi, PA. Stay tuned to CUTV for developing information on this story. Students and members of the campus community made their way to the Convocation Center this past Wednesday as the annual health fair took place. Along with games and prizes that were sponsored by local businesses, those in attendance could get a deep tissue massage, get their finger pricked to test for diabetes, and learn more about diseases and illnesses to prevent. Families and friends alike converged on the campus of California University of Pennsylvania this past weekend as Family Day 2016 marked the calendar. The Student Activities Board sponsored various events from stamped seat cushions for the football game to stuffed animals for the younger crowd. Families then made their way up to the football field where the Vulcans took on Millersville and ended the day on a great note.
All right, so Danny, we have a mascot that's been hidden behind us this entire time. It's the Chick-fil-A cow, and there's a good reason for that. You talked about it a little bit in your story earlier.
Yeah, I did, and the hype and anticipation for Chick-fil-A actually opening was far greater than even I expected. There was a line even today at 10:30, the day after it opened, that was longer than the line for yesterday's. So it's crazy.
It's kind of ridiculous how many people are obsessed with Chick-fil-A. I mean, this is actually my cow, but still at the same time, it's amazing how many people keep going to this and just are obsessed with it. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm right for it as well. I mean, I love their food, and it's real chicken. You can actually see the chicken, so that's what sets it apart from other restaurants.
It's also kind of nice because our studios are right here around the corner from them, so we can just kind of peek out and see if we can go over there or not.
Definitely.
But nonetheless, when we come back, we will have the weather forecast with Alex McAvoy from the Cal U Weather Center. Stay tuned.
Exciting Vulcan football is back this fall. September 10th at Cheney, September 17th versus Millersville, September 24th at Seton Hill, October 1st versus Slippery Rock, October 8th versus Indiana, October 15th at Clarion, October 22nd versus Gannon, October 29th at Mercyhurst, November 5th versus Edinburgh, November 12th versus East Stroudsburg. Catch all the action on CUTV and WCAL. Back for its third season. With more live episodes and brand new games. With host Stephen Ruffing. It's
How's it going, Cal U? I'm student meteorologist Alex McAvoy here in the Cal U Weather Lab, and I'll be giving a forecast for today and this week and what we can expect to see this weekend coming up. So looking at current temperatures right now, we see about 70 degrees in Pittsburgh, and it will be rising up to about 85 by the end of the day. Up to about probably 4 o'clock, we'll see the highest temperature. Now, taking a look at the radar here, we're going to be seeing really not much happening for our region. As you can see, there's just some showers and thunderstorms up in Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota, where there's actually some flood warnings going on. But other than that, we see a clear radar for our area with some spotty thunderstorms down in South Carolina there. So taking a look at the media now, here's what we're going to expect to see for today. Like I said, it's going to be really hot, but it looks like this weekend is going to be cooling down. I'll get into that later in the broadcast. So we see about mostly 80s, should be about 85, 86 degrees today. And going into Friday, we're going to start seeing it cool down just a little bit. Only Australia maybe 2 degrees lower for a high temperature tomorrow. Still going to be about 84. And then it's still like summer-like temperatures, but it will be going into the fall-like temperatures probably this weekend into next week. It will be cooling down. Looks like we're going to be in the mid-70s probably this weekend, heading into Saturday. And then Sunday, it looks like it could be the coolest day where we might see those fall temperatures be returning, getting to a high of maybe 70 degrees. So looking at Friday through Monday, like I said, we're going to see that cooler air coming down from the north, bringing some cooler temperatures, maybe some fall-like weather. And then looking at the U.S. forecast for this weekend, we actually see a shortwave here going through the Midwest, and it's going to bring strong thunderstorms out ahead of it. Where this hot weather is, we see the cold air coming down behind that, creating those convected thunderstorms right in the middle of the Midwest. And then the cooler air also coming down above us with a dip in the jet stream. Looking at the 7-day forecast, we're seeing a high of about 85, like I said today, and then also Friday, tomorrow, it's going to be a high of around 86. It's going to really stay hot. And then Saturday is where we start to see the dip. Friday night's probably going to be about where the cool air starts to come in. Saturday, we're going to see that dip in temperatures. Also Sunday, but it looks like very nice. Just partly sunny and sunny for this weekend with some cooler temperatures. But again, Monday, it looks like it's going to heat up a little bit again. Partly sunny with a high of 81. And Tuesday and Wednesday for next week, it could be around mid-70s, high 70s. And then going into later in the week, we'll be seeing some cooler temperatures also. I'm student meteorologist Alex McAvoy. Now back to Ryan and Danny at the desk.
Unfortunately, Alex couldn't be here to talk with us about the weather today, so we're going to give our best shot at weathering here as to what he said. So, I mean, it looks like it was going to stay cool through the next week. I mean, it looks nice.
And as it's going into October, I mean, it should be getting colder. I know last year it was warmer around this time of the year, so I'm glad it's getting back to seasonal temperatures. I know that you said something about the football for next week.
Yeah, I just told everyone here that next Friday it looks like it could be right around the 60s for our football game. So that's something to look forward to, finally.
Yeah, I love the fall. Fall and winter is my favorite time of the year. So I like to get into jeans, wearing the flannels and stuff like that. So I'm glad that the weather's actually cooling down.
We just got to get past that high of 86 on Saturday, I think it was.
I think we can manage.
I hope.
We come back after the break. Stephen Ruffing takes us on a trip around the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week. Springdale at Jeff Morgan. Avella at California. Bell Vernon at Ringgold. Greensburg Central Catholic at Charleroi. Waynesburg at Southmoreland. Baldwin at Connellsville. Beth Center at Brownsville. Fraser at Bentwood. Bishop Canavan at Carmichaels. The longest running high school coverage in southwestern PA is on CUTV.
CUTV Newscenter is California University of Pennsylvania's award-winning student television newscast, your source for live, local, late-breaking news. Forecasts from the Cal U Weather Center, the region's latest entertainment news, Vulcan sports highlights and regional scoreboards, with television news coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch it live Thursdays on CUTV and on demand. CUTV Newscenter, online all the time.
Welcome back to CUTV Newscenter. I'm Stephen Ruffing with your entertainment report. Last weekend on September 18th, the 68th Primetime Emmy Awards were live on ABC. Hosted by TV personality Jimmy Kimmel, the Emmys were filled with the biggest stars in Hollywood. Many of those stars walked away with one of the most honorable awards in show business. 5 of these awards went to the limited series The People vs. O.J., A True American Story. Julia Louis-Dreyfus took home her record-breaking 5th consecutive Emmy for the lead actress in a comedy for the show Veep. Veep also won the award for Best Comedy Show later that night. To round out the Emmys, Game of Thrones took home the big one, winning the Best TV Drama. Netflix is known as the hotspot for your television shows and movies. On July 15th, Netflix hit the jackpot before they knew it. That is, of course, when a Netflix original series released called Stranger Things. The show took the TV world by storm, catching the attention of millions of people. The sci-fi thriller is set in the 80s in a small town where things get eerie when there is suspect of extraterrestrial activity. The show received a rating of 95% from Rotten Tomatoes and now is set to have a second season. It didn't take long for the writers to realize that the fans wanted more, and it is now in production and will be releasing in 2017. Yesterday, September 21st, tragedy struck the entertainment world when director of LA Confidential, 8 Mile, and The River Wild, Curtis Hanson, was found dead in his home in Los Angeles. Hanson was 71 years old, and the cause of death was due to natural causes with the reports of Alzheimer's disease. The Front Loading Committee and Student Affairs team up every other week to bring you Wine-Free Wednesdays. Yesterday, September 21st, Wine-Free Wednesday was brought to the Natali Turf for Human Game Night. The games included Twister, Jenga, Human Battleship, and Cornhole. There were also raffles for prizes that included 2 tickets to see Something Rotten in Pittsburgh, shop dollars, and a parking pass. The goal of the program is to limit late night and underage drinking on campus. The next Wine-Free Wednesday will be a glow run on October 5th at 9 p.m. on the Natali Turf. As the fall semester speeds by, the theater department will be back in full swing before you know it. Coming at the end of the month will be an evening of creativity, formerly known as the Evening of One Acts. On September 29th through the 30th at 7 p.m. and on October 1st at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., Blaney Theater, located at the back of Steele Hall, will be hosting one-act plays along with other great types of entertainment. The comedic one-act Long Ago and Far Away, written by David Ives, will be among multiple acts in Blaney Theater. The audience will experience a short play that is set in a small apartment in New York City where mysterious things happen to a married couple who sit quietly while debating the true meaning of life. Keep up with all news regarding the theater department right here on CUTV Newscenter. And to round out the entertainment for this week, we have TMNT Out of the Shadows in the Vulcan Theater. A lab experiment gone wrong brings 4 teenage turtles, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael, take on their arch nemesis Splinter to save the city and sewers of New York City with the help of fearless reporter April O'Neil and her cameraman. Show times are 11 a.m., 7 p.m., and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 4, 7, and 10 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. Now, Ryan, Danny, of course, Stranger Things Season 2 is coming back on Netflix, which myself I am very excited for. What are your go-to shows when you guys watch Netflix, if you have one?
Yes, I watched this show called Limitless over the summer, and that was an awesome series. It's only 1 season. It's based off of a movie, actually, that was Limitless as well. So that's my favorite show. But in the meantime, I kind of like watch a little bit of Guy Fieri's, like Guy's Grocery Games and kind of more food shows and stuff like that.
My favorite show on Netflix is House of Cards, which... Yeah, we all know.
We all know
And
that.
My other favorite show that I discovered over the summer was Flashpoint, which is a SWAT show that takes place in Ontario, Canada. Who knew that they could be mean up there?
Right. Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. I mean, again, I'm very excited for Season 2. So.
All right, thanks, Steve. When we return, Anthony D'Agostino has your sports report. Stay tuned.
Exciting Vulcan football is back this fall. September 10th at Cheney, September 17th versus Millersville, September 24th at Seton Hill, October 1st versus Slippery Rock, October 8th versus Indiana, October 15th at Clarion, October 22nd versus Gannon, October 29th at Mercyhurst, November 5th versus Edinburgh, November 12th versus East Stroudsburg. Catch all the action on CUTV and WCAL. Back for its 3rd season. With more live episodes and brand new games. With host Stephen Ruffing. It's
And welcome back to CUTV Newscenter. I'm Anthony D'Agostino with your sports report. The California men's soccer team took on a non-conference rival this past Wednesday night in the Cedarville Yellow Jackets. It was a tight back-and-forth first half, with the score being 0-0 at halftime. Let's go to the Phillipsburg soccer facility for the second half highlights. And you see Cedarville kicking a corner kick here. And then California's own Lucas Exner with a great save there, making sure no one had a chance to head that ball into the net. And then Cedarville on a free kick here. Lucas Exner just coming out right away, a little hop there to pick up that ball, making sure it wouldn't go past him into the net. And then Cedarville on offense here, trying to get something going. On defense, actually. California with a good steal and a beautiful header there by Cooper Amos to get the goal here to make it 1-0 for California. And then Cooper Amos, a little celebration there. Then Cedarville's one last effort here is a loose ball. Is going to be picked up there by Lucas Exner. And Lucas Exner had a great game here. California wins 1-0. Amos's goal came at the 86th minute. Exner had 11 saves. Cal is 4-1-1. And our next game is against Bloomsburg on September 24th. Cooper Amos for California leads freshman for the PSAC with 4 goals. And as you saw there, he's one of the best on this team. The California Vulcans football team took on PSAC East team Millersville last week on Saturday. Let's go to Addison Stadium for the highlights. And you see California just coming out of their blow-up helmet there, as it's their first home game of the 2016 season. And then California coming off a Millersville interception. Keir rolling to the near side, going deep down the field to Tom Green. He's going to make that catch, jumping up into the air to get that ball to the 5-yard line. California will score a few plays later. And then here, a strip sack here for Jawan Turner on J.J. Page as he was under pressure. And he's going to take it all the way back for a touchdown here for California. So defensive touchdown there. As California on offense here, Keir looking to go down the field. He's got Gary Brown wide open there on that catch. He's going to walk right into the end zone. And now for California, it's the start of the second half. Millersville kicking off for the first time. And it will be to Gary Brown, as Gary Brown's trying to make some moves here. He's running up the field, breaking some tackles. Now at the 40, the 50, breaking some tackles there, maneuvering around. He's at the 30. Now there's no one there. Gary Brown takes it back 97 yards for a kickoff return for a touchdown. And the ensuing kickoff, California kicking the ball off to Millersville. Millersville seeing if they can answer with a touchdown of their own. The ball gets stripped there by Arnold Farmer Jr. and picked up by Todd Coles Jr. to walk it right into the end zone for a California special teams touchdown. 2 in a row, and California would continue their dominance and win 61-0. Gary Brown had 5 receptions and 76 yards for 2 touchdowns. Michael Keir went 15 for 23 and 198 yards passing with 2 touchdowns. Jawan Turner had 2 sacks and a touchdown. California's defense only allowed 40 yards of offense on 50 plays. This Saturday, the California Vulcans will travel to Seton Hill for their first conference game this season. The Vulcans come into this game at 2-0, and Seton Hill comes into this game 3-0 as Seton Hill played a Week 1 game and Cal chose not to. These two teams met last season at California. Seton Hill came into that game off a huge win against a very good Slippery Rock team. In that game, last season, the game started off with a field goal for California by William Brazil. And after that, it was just back and forth for the entire game until James Harris threw the touchdown pass to end the game to Gary Brown with 7 minutes and 12 seconds to go. The final score in that one was 38-34 Vulcans. This week, the Vulcans defense has to face a Seton Hill rushing game that averages 151 yards per game. They also have to go up against a receiving corps that averages 429 yards per game. And for Seton Hill, they have to face a very good balanced offense. California averages 236 yards rushing a game and 229 yards receiving a game. They also have to be very wary of California's stout defense. Cal has recorded 10 sacks already this season, and you see there on your screen, September 24th at Seton Hill. It's a 3 o'clock game away at Seton Hill. It'll be on CUTV's YouTube page on CUTV Sports 1. That'll be broadcast live. It'll also be on 91.9 FM WCAL and on WCAL's live stream on their internet, sai.calu.wcal/live.php. And for 17 consecutive years, CUTV has been honored to be broadcast statewide on Pennsylvania's cable network, PCN, for their high school football game of the week. CUTV will be live this week from Charleroi High School this Friday at 7 p.m. on PCN as the Charleroi Cougars take on the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions. Be sure to tune in and check it out. And now it's time for the Vulcan Hammer Award. For this week's Vulcan Hammer Award, I have selected Vulcan's football head coach, Gary Dunn. This is Gary Dunn's first season as head coach of the Vulcans, and he is having a great start. The Vulcans have outscored their opponents 140-3 in the past 2 weeks, and Coach Dunn has every facet of his team pumping on all cylinders. Special teams has scored, defense has scored, and the offense has been lighting it up. And guys, continuing to talk about this California Vulcans football team, didn't know how they would come into this season with a brand new head coach from Duquesne, Gary Dunn. And so far, while they've only played Millersville and Cheney, they've been pretty awesome.
Yeah, and like you said on that stat, only allowing 40 yards of total offense. That's crazy on any level. And also a new quarterback in Michael Keir with getting their running backs all interchange and all that stuff. And it's looking good this season.
I know that they're in their easier portion of the schedule right now, and that's what they've been in. That's where the 140 points came from. But still, that's impressive for anyone. It's unreal.
And to speak on that, Seton Hill took on Millersville 2 weeks ago, and Seton Hill and Millersville actually let Seton Hill score, and Seton Hill let Millersville score actually on their defense. So California being on defense, not letting any points from Millersville, that's pretty big, and we'll see how that game shapes out on Saturday.
All right, thanks, Anthony. That will do it for this week's edition of Newscenter.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel at CUTV Newscenter.
Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.